kinda lost and find. Ended the game in overtime, drawing of a new design, drilling that one earth of mine. Looking to the outward, speaking mind about words absurd, blurred to the curb, walking along the verge.
Hey everybody, what is happening? Ish de la Ish, and I'm bringing you another part of my Houston Texan Madden 17 offensive ebook guide here. Today we're going to jump back into singleback. Singleback probably has the better of the running, out of any of the formations for sure. And this is going to be looking at the single tight doubles all today, single tight doubles. Texan cross here is similar to the close cross, pretty much the same thing, just I believe they changed the name. I mean, if there's anything too different, I'm not aware of that. But this one in itself is a excellent cover 2, cover 3 beater through the top. If they're not using and falling back with you, once you split the cover 2, you just get an up pass lead. Bullet right there would have done it on that. You get the underneath route also. So this is a play that we have ran in both the Chargers book and the Ravens book. And like I say, that receiver right there is going to be the key to that. You can get a right pass lead on some of the cover 3s and stuff for that. So it will work against both those coverages as far as that. The only thing that's going to stop either one is just going to be a user coming in that area on it. But I figured since we have already gone over this play before, we'll start with this one since it's it's already been proven in there. The only downside I say is just not one you run that often because again a user can see that coming. So you have to be spreading the ball around and not just throwing deep mid, deep mid, deep mid. You know what I mean? You have to give a reason for the user not to be hanging out there for a play like that to be effective, though. That's about the only thing. But we've definitely got a lot of plays here, so we're going to have a lot of different parts of the field we'll be able to hit with this formation, like I say, getting out. So now we're going to get into the slot corner here, and with this one, I have like two ways that we're gonna want to run this one. As you see the runs there, they've got the cutback, they've got a halfback dive, and they've also got a stretch. So you've got runs in this one that are good enough. Right here, we're just gonna motion B left and block the running back. The Y on this one, even though they're close, the Y will almost always get open underneath. They have to have somebody who's trailing like in a light blue underneath there for it to sit underneath. So unless you see somebody directly sitting underneath on the near the sidelines, that's going to get open. You're going to be able to hit this, and I hit normally a bullet to the left, sometimes a bullet down and left, depending. But you'll see because of the way that those routes run, the Y breaks, and they don't really have any bumping issues hardly ever with that. It gets pretty clean. You're going to have the A on a drag underneath, so you've got the kickback. So in case for some on the occasion they do have somebody sitting underneath on the sidelines there, and Y is running, then you can kick that down to the drag and just get the yards for that. So that's one way you can look at running that play. That will get open against a decent amount of coverage. The other way is just taking A. You should put them on a curl, but if you want, but better off putting them on a streak to really get that B better out, and then blocking the running back here because you're going to need a little bit of time on this one. And you can max protect if you're bringing if it look like they're bringing a house on you and hit a Y or something like that. But otherwise, you're just trying to split that. You're going to just the underneath route. We're just trying to split the deeper coverages, the deeper zones up, and get that B to come behind that for the deep. You see him off the turn right in there, so you'll be able to hit that on occasion, especially if the Y side sucks down the receiver, or, the defender over there. So you'll see that one cutting across. But again, you've got just get kind of read and react to see what's happening there. If they do seem to be following that one, you'll have that X cutting back across. In there, you can also hit him when he stops. Also, a lot of those, in routes also right when X stops, you can look for him. I really didn't this one very much, but you can start by reading left on this and seeing how that breaks, and then fade to the B. It's probably the best way to read that. Starting the left, watching put your eyes on the left hand side and watch that one break, and then fall across, like I say, to the middle of the field if that one's open. Next, we're going to get out in here is going to be the wide receiver corner, the WR corner. Take a look at that one there. And right from here, we're just going to, again, motion the B to the left. Y is going to be on the slant. And A, you can do nothing with or put on a streak. I'll start it off letting them do that. And see, just getting around here, you're going to get that nice C route, but it's the inverted, basically, an inverted C because of the motion out there. So it is, you can hit underneath, especially if the user in the middle drops back. A lot of these plays, have the user in mind about what they're going to be doing also, because most people are going to be hanging around the middle of the field. So we always want to give them a kind of choice there and then have enough separation So when he has to commit to one, we know the other side's going to be open. But if he sits on that, say if you put a curl out there on the A, another thing you could do, something like that. That also makes that user have to sit there and choose one of those. So that's another option you can do with that A also is put him on a curl. So you can put not leave him going to the right and kind of have a flood play to the right. But again, you're going to have that B coming back out there. Now, why I like putting the A on a streak though is because you'll also have a cover 2 beater right up the field also. So it does help out, especially if that guy's trying to sit on that C. If he knows that C route's coming, you're going to be able to hit A off the line also. So you want the different options out there between that. So that's going to be on you how you want to run, basically what you see he's doing with his user. So that way you'll have an idea about what part of the field attack, and if you have to kind of start to bait him into other routes, because if he's got a good user, I'm definitely going to either put that streak on or put the curl on. I'm not going to leave it where it is, and then you're going to have it coming across underneath. There's for that. So come out there, and for some reason, sorry, I got this one in a little bit too long on that, but we got here's a few of these at least showing the streak coming off. I don't think I threw any of those before, so again, when that opens up the cover two zone, stuff like that, and that's you're going to be able to split that one. So just keep an eye. You're going to have different coverages you can beat for sure. A lot of those guys in twos. If you got anybody tight on the line or even a slot receiver who's real tight on the line, you run streaks. Those will help you at least blow the cover twos if you don't have a play that's already set up for it. So it's not too hard to get to work around if you know that's what they're running. All right, and now we're going to be looking at the Texan drag in. The X receiver there's got the nice route we're probably going to want to get use out of. We've got Y on a slant, B on a drag. A couple times I probably run a little bit different here at the beginning as I'm kind of just trying different things, but I find that's the best and we get the most effectiveness. You got nice crossing, but you also got good spacing between, so it makes it easy to see, not too cluttered up between all those, but you're going to be really good against man coverages for sure. Running something like that, you're going to get that nice turn on that. So you're going to beat a lot of coverage. You're going to beat out there. Really, you have to have a zone that's floating kind of back there, like that one right in there, where you're going to get something that's going to stop that X. So if you don't see anybody, in between you, underneath, on a throw like that, you're definitely going to be fine making that. That's going to beat any of the off coverage sort of situations. But you also have B as a fallback. If you're just watching that X receiver that whole way, you've got that drag trail in there. If you end up sitting on it too long and then not liking it, so it just depends, because you're going to have two reads basically on the left. You're going to have two reads on the right, so you're kind of going to have to get a break to see which side of the field you're going to play that on. So you're kind of up to you where you're going to watch that. You kind of want to read the defense first off, and then make the play based on that. But so mainly anyone who's running decent man on you a lot, I'd probably bust this one out, throw that one out there. It can work against zones for sure, but depending on how many they have out there, though, it can give you trouble on that. Some of the cover twos is probably going to be decent against it, I would imagine. So every so often some plays will be more situational than others for sure. They're going to get out here, and now we're going to be running the PA rollout, play action rollout. This one I believe was in the Ravens book that we did this year, one of the little mini schemes. So we got A on a slant, RB on a block. X, we're going to say if you want to motion out. So it's really good set up for cover 2 either way, but I think if I see a cover 3, I want to motion him out. A lot of times I'll run it like that, to where if it looks like a cover 2 top, I'll leave X alone. If it looks like a cover 3, I might motion out the receiver there. And like I say, it works kind of either way though. So just kind of where you want to attack that field, so that it's going to be he'll get there at a decent rate. So doesn't take too long for the play to develop, which is nice. And when he's outside there though, as you notice, if you can catch him in that turn, it's really hard for the defender to do anything about that. You see right here, it's just, it's just something about the animation that's right in there. So if you can get the timing down and he's playing off, he's not playing like a bump coverage. There's a bump right there, which would still make it work. But if he's playing where he's behind you, you throw that, then you want to throw that pass when you're about to hit that turn. Unless there's a guy underneath. Like right there, I had a guy underneath, so I had to hold the ball a little bit. So that's, you just want to make sure you're not throwing the pick, obviously. Got A slant underneath there. That's when we leave him in the middle, like I say. So you can mix that up if you want to motion him out. It's going to be effective either way. And again, right there, see in that turn environment, if you're playing off coverage, you're going to be able to hit that. We can hit it again right there. You see, they really can't do a lot about it. It's a very nice throw. Very nice route, So definitely something I'm going to keep in the back pocket there. And then we get one more out here for this scheme is going to be the Texan under. Again, I think this might have been one similar to the Chargers, perhaps. Chargers or the Ravens, because they both had this in there that we ran. But I really do like the formation. Very effective. A on a streak here, RB on the block. Very simple. But we've got crossing routes again, so you're going to have good man beaters coming across. One of them should get open. You just got to keep a guy on the break, even when you get, even bringing pressure out there. You just got, if you can get the read on it, you've got 3 routes coming across, one taking the top to help the X. If you have to do a rollout, so again, you can roll out on this play. If he's not on that X receiver, if he didn't jump across him, you can roll out and then throw a big pass, down towards the sidelines. That way. Because from the pocket, you can't make that throw very often, throwing over the shoulder. You can on occasion, but it's a lot harder. That's why getting out of the pocket is a lot, has more value on a play like that. That's why a lot of the play action rollout sort of stuff is just made that way. So, you can at least get more of a straight line pass on the guy when they're on their backside, and you have a lot higher percentage of making a play then, of course. So we'll finish off with that one, and you see, regardless of the coverage there, you should, he's pretty much got to lock down the X in most coverages. He's going to have to be the one to get out there and use her. The defender is on that one, so you're going to have options underneath. If he does do that, and then again, you still have his streak. So your streak will still take out the cover 2 if that comes across also. So sometimes we use those to take the top off, but remember they are an option, so you do want to keep them in mind. Also, there, if someone's running like say easy cover 2, you split the seams either side and just put a pass lead towards the middle. That'll be what you're looking at. So, but again, you can still dink and dunk this one and travel up for extra yards. Thanks, guys. Peace.